Hello everyone, this is my first video blog or vlog that I will be making for EdTech 541. The topic of this vlog is to discuss the benefits of integrating multimedia into the classroom. Throughout this vlog I will be referring to the text Integrating Educational Technology into Teaching by M.D. Roblier and the Florida Center for Instructional Technology web-based course Multimedia in the Classroom. The Florida Center for Instructional Technology defines multimedia in the classroom as the integration of text, graphics, animation, sound, and/or video. This is a rather broad definition, but it needs to be in order to encompass all that multimedia has to offer. This definition includes the lesson that has a handful of images on a PowerPoint presentation to a lesson that directly has students engaging in videos and graphics to build their own knowledge. This means that multimedia can be used by a variety of educators utilizing different educational approaches. Teachers wanting to use more direct instruction can use images and videos to add layers to their presentations. Constructivist lessons can have students using multimedia to develop their own knowledge by themselves or even in a group setting. This means that multimedia integration is something that can and should be applied in all classroom settings to enhance learning. The relative advantages of using multimedia in the classroom environment are numerous. For one, multimedia can be accessed anywhere. Teachers can make the multimedia they use available to students online. This is great for students who are absent. They can watch videos, see graphics, and interact with text. They can help them stay caught up when they were absent. This is equally useful for students who want to review content. Multimedia can be accessed anywhere at any time, so students who feel the need for review can do so independently. Multimedia also help teachers get their students' attention in a much more effective way. Without multimedia, educators are limited to delivering lectures, which, while effective sometimes, is a limited way to teach. By implementing different text, video, and audio options, teachers can make their lessons more dynamic and capture their students' attention more effectively. This also helps to reach students with different learning preferences. If lessons are delivered entirely through text, students who benefit from images are being left out. So having that variety of multimedia helps to reach a wider range of students. Multimedia not only helps teachers prepare better instruction, but it also helps students engage in more diverse activities. By letting students use multimedia in their assignments, it promotes creativity in student work. Students who prefer text and images can stay in their comfort zone, while students who want to explore video options are welcome to do so. This also allows students different ways to present their ideas. Students are going to have to plan out what they want to do in order to effectively pull off their assignments. This promotes better synthesizing of ideas. Another benefit discussed by the Florida Center for Instruction Technology is the potential for collaboration. Using different text and video sharing options allows students to work together on assignments in a variety of ways. This can help teach students how to collaborate with peers and the value of teamwork. So no matter what you teach or what age group you teach to, the impact multimedia has on classrooms is undeniable. The relative advantages for both students and teachers make it essential, and it should be integrated into every class as much as possible. As with anything, there are disadvantages that are associated with multimedia integration that we should discuss. One, and maybe the most frustrating, is sometimes technology just doesn't work. Even if everything has been set up perfectly, there can be problems that come with different hardwares or different softwares. Something that frequently occurs in my building is we lose internet for periods of time, and without internet, gaining access to those videos and images and graphics can sometimes be tricky, and sometimes just not possible for certain class periods. Another potential setback is the general lack of resources. If students don't have devices to access technology, it can become cumbersome to find ways to incorporate it into the classroom. And by lack of resources, here we mean different softwares as well as different hardwares. And another, and maybe the biggest disadvantage, is the disadvantage of time. It takes a long time to effectively integrate multimedia into the classroom. Finding the right materials for your lessons can be difficult enough, even without considering if those materials are being used effectively or if they're just being used for the sake of using them. So there's a time component required to finding them. There's also a time component required to evaluating whether the multimedia is working the way it's even supposed to, right? And despite these disadvantages, though, the overwhelming amount of advantages still suggest that we should be integrating as much multimedia as we can. Like I said, of the disadvantages that I discussed, I think the largest of those is the time disadvantage. When teachers are constantly being asked to do more, it can be hard to find the necessary time to incorporate these things. One of the main sections discussed in Chapter 7 of Rob Lear's Integrating Technology into Teaching is about online collaboration. I think this is going to be the key to teachers overcoming that time barrier. He talks about how online spaces allow people in any geographic location to come together for the purpose of sharing and creating content. And broadly, this is referred to as social networking. And with the increased presence of blogs, social networking software, and programs like Twitter and Facebook, and just other social networking in general, it's easier than ever before for educators to reach out and share ideas with one another. So as teachers come to start incorporating more and more multimedia into their classroom, it's going to become increasingly important for them to also be engaging in social networking to help offset that time piece, and have that collaborative global collaboration that's available due to online tools. My personal use of multimedia has grown quite a bit. My first few years, I was intimidated to use technology in my room because it seemed like something that didn't fit in a math class. The need for free-form problem solving and writing and the need to access specific symbols seemed to make computing more of a hassle than it was worth. But I have found ways to start using multimedia even in my math class with my students, and the more I do it, the more I love it. I started just by having students use Instagram, which is a social networking platform that they all use already, just to take pictures of math problems they were doing so that they could share it with different friends and different hashtags. That got some success, so I started having them do that with just pictures out in the world, and then tying whatever their picture was to some sort of a real world math problem and kind of contextualize whatever we were doing. Um, I've also had a lot of fun exploring videos, tutorial videos. I have students make those on various topics. Sometimes it's what we're doing, sometimes it's over old material, and they make the video, and then I get to use that and share with other people and get another resource that I can use with my own students. The next project that I'm brainstorming right now is a digital portfolio that students would work on throughout the year. It would be most likely in the form of a Google site or something to that effect. And every unit would have a page on the Google site where they add notes, examples, and things like that that they would find useful. And we would, spend a day or two after each unit doing that. And the goal would be that they could create a resource that they can always refer back to, a digital notebook that will be there for them whenever they need it. And it would also kind of double focus or double serve for me as a focusing guide so that incoming students can kind of browse through previous students' examples and they can kind of focus them in on what the key ideas are that they should be focusing on within each unit. So yeah, over the last few years, it's really changed my mindset from math being something that's heavily driven with pencil and paper to a class that can just as easily and effectively use multimedia as any other class. Our world is continuously being more and more connected. Social networking means that people can share ideas on a global level. This means that teachers have more resources than ever before when it comes to effectively integrating multimedia into their classrooms. Multimedia is everywhere, and it is our job to prepare our students so that they can effectively engage in it. This means that they need to be able to gather information from it and be able to express themselves using it. And this is a pretty complex task, which means we need to be putting the right tools in our students' hands and engaging them in these multimedias as much as possible. The advantages are only getting larger, and the disadvantages are only becoming smaller. So the time to start using them is now. Thank you for watching my first blog post on the benefits of using multimedia in the classroom. I always appreciate feedback, so any comments you have or any dialogue you want to have, I would love to see it. So please leave me a comment, and so we can have that dialogue or address those questions. And yeah, so thanks again for watching, and until next time, thank you.